Hey retro lovers, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a true piece of tech history, the original iPod. It's the model M8541. This was released in October 2001. It was a device that played music and revolutionised how we listened to it. It was wrapped in a sleek stainless steel back, really chunky looking, much thicker than I remember, and a really nice stainless steel back there. Mine's a little bit scratched up, but it also had the white front and a sort of transparent edge all the way around, which again I didn't really remember. There was no touchscreen with these. It was just this monochrome 2-inch white backlit LCD display. Let's turn it on. We've first got to flick across the hold button, make sure that it's not on hold. And I think it possibly turns on with any button, but it definitely turns on with a click of the play. So you can see that that actually is a clicking button. And with the click of the play button, it turns on. If you hold down the play button, the screen goes off for a little while. Click it on. You can see that this, the wheel, well, at first it was the only generation with the mechanical scroll wheel. And you can see that whole thing turns and you get that, I do remember that iPod click that came with it, the sound. It's pretty simple, tactile, and really quite oddly satisfying. The touch wheel version was introduced a year later. That was the A1019 model. That was released in July 2002. Apple really sort of nailed this one-handed navigation from day one. Not really any accident. It was what made the iPod so iconic, but it just works so well. Difficult to remember that you used to really have to hit these buttons and scroll like this, but it really works in your palm really nicely. The M8541, it came with a compact 5GB hard drive. It doesn't really sound like a right lot today, does it? But it was enough, and Apple advertised it as being enough for 1,000 songs. I remember when their old adverts used to advertise the number of songs that you could have on it. This was advertised as 1,000. The next model that came along, I think later on that year, possibly the next year, had 10 gigabytes. And of course that meant that they could advertise it held 2,000 songs. The interface, well, pretty minimal. I remember this old playlist and artist setup that they had. The screen seems darker than I remember. I'm not sure if there is a way of changing the brightness. I know it's backlit, but it really does seem dark compared to what I remember. It was pretty clean, incredibly fast for the time, apparently. It was powered by a custom operating system from Pixo. The menu let you browse through the playlists. With this middle button, you could click in. And menu, I think, took you back. Yeah, artists, songs, and settings. Let's see what settings you could change. My middle button isn't brilliant. Oh, shuffle, repeat, backlight timer. Mine seems to have a pretty short backlight timer. It's gone off for me a couple of times whilst I've been browsing it. Contrast, contrast. Oh no. God, it gets darker. Ugh. And stick with halfway. Clicker on and the sleep timer. Wow, quite a few different little settings. And the about, let's have a look. So this is Dan's iPod, that's not me, that's, I'm not sure who that is, I bought this secondhand. 722 songs on there already and a capacity of 4.6 gigabytes after the operating system was put on. The battery was about 10 hours, it said. They advertised it as being on a playback. That was on a full charge. I actually had to change the battery on mine. I've got it here somewhere. I pulled my old battery out. Just using a few simple tools. I bought one on China, on eBay, I think. and had a little go at doing it. It wasn't very easy. You had to sort of scrape all the way along this edge to get in there. Once you were in, really nice and simple actually, and it's been working a treat. I think I've got 2 bars of battery left there, yeah. There was no USB. On the top here, you've got the hold button, I think a standard 3.5mm jack headphones, and then you've got the Firewire port, which until I got this, I forgot that existed. Very rarely need to use those nowadays, I think. Again, I had to go out and buy one of those, and you even need a block, an Apple block that has the Firewire port on it as well, which I didn't have. So I pretty much everything that I needed to get this turned on and working again was brand new. This model, the M8541, it pretty much laid the foundations for every iPod that followed. So there were no touchscreens, no apps, but it was just music. And I remember owning it, it just felt so simple, portable, and I suppose for the time it was pretty powerful too. But this first model was discontinued in April 2003. Today, it's pretty much a collector's item. More than that, it's, for me as well, kind of a reminder of when Apple was, it felt like they were really innovating, dreaming bigger. I'm pretty sure they used the slogan, 1,000 songs in your pocket. And that did seem pretty cool to me. If you ever find one of these in a drawer, hold on to it. Probably worth a little bit of money now on eBay. For me, really glad I managed to get hold of one. I won't be selling mine. I'm hoping to keep hold of this. I'm actually hoping to use it. I'm going to try and have a look and see if I can get the original headphones to go with it as well. I just think that'd be really cool. Well, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this look back at the original iPod, give me a like, subscribe for more retro and vintage tech history, and let me know in the comments. Did you own one of these when it was new? I remember one of my friends did. I was very jealous. Or what was your first MP3 player? Thank you. Bye-bye.